what is bank reconciliation? So if we are going to define, bank reconciliation is a statement which binds or brings into agreement the cash balance per book and the cash balance per bank. So a bank reconciliation is an analysis, guys, of the items and amounts that result in the cash balance reported in the bank statement or balance per bank statement to differ from the balance of the cash account in the ledger or balance per books. So the adjusted cash balance is determined in the bank reconciliation is reported on the balance sheet. It usually prepared on a monthly basis as banks provide their clients bank statement at the end of every month. Bank statement, ito yung statement ng transactions of your account in a certain bank. Okay, so nandoon yung deposits at saka withdrawals and yung ending balances mo, as well as other transactions that reflected in your account. So that is why there is really a need for us to reconcile the balances of our cash from our books as to the balances of the cash in the bank, since it is usually indifferent. Okay, meaning different balances yung nasa libro natin at iba din yung balance pagdating sa bank. So therefore, may mga items tayong hindi na record sa books natin that needs to be adjusted, at we have also uh, mga transaction sa banks na nag-reflect sa bank account natin na hindi natin na-record sa libro natin. That is why there is really a need, okay, to bring agreement the balances of our cash in the ledger and the balances of our cash in the bank. So that is the concept of bank reconciliation. So we have different reconciling items. So we divided into two, the book reconciling items as well as the bank reconciling items. So when we say book reconciling items, ito yung mga reconciling items that needs to be adjusted in your books or ledger. So we have credit memos and debit memos. So credit memos, these are book reconciling items not representing deposits credited by the bank to the account of the depositor but not yet recorded by the depositor as cash receipts. Meaning, ito yung mga transactions na pumasok sa account natin sa bangko pero hindi pa natin nare-record sa libro natin or sa ledger. Ano yung mga examples na yun? We have interest earned, di ba? Since we have an account in the bank, syempre, mag-earn yun ng interest. At hindi natin yun na-record sa ledger natin. That is why credit memo should be reflected in our books, as well as notes receivable collected by the bank. There are times kasi na yung customers na nangutang sa atin, hindi na directly pumunta sa atin para magbayad. Usually, ang setup kasi to as an internal control, pwede na magbayad si customer directly sa account natin. Meaning, hindi natin alam na nagbayad na siya unless nakita natin yung bank statement na merong na credit doon as collection of customers note. Okay, so that those are the examples of credit memos. How about debit memos? So these are book reconciling items not representing checks paid by the bank which are charged or debited by the bank to the account of the depositor but not yet recorded by the depositor as cash disbursements. So kabaliktaran po ang debit memo sa credit memos. So, si debit memos, ito yung mga charges na deduct ng bangko doon sa account natin na hindi natin na-record sa ledger natin. Meaning, we have to adjust. Example, bank service charges. Siyempre, nagde-deduct yung bangko ng service charges. Okay? As an agreement of a depositor and the bank. Ayan, so they will get certain portion of the amount, okay, as bank service charges for the services rendered by the bank. So that is bank service charge. Aside from that, we have also Nsf Check. Ano ba tong Nsf Check? It represents a check that the bank did not honor, meaning hindi tinanggap ng bangko. Cheque siya. Ano kaya ang dahilan? Because the depositor's checking account balance was insufficient to cover the check. Meaning, may account si customer sa bangko Okay, at may account ka din sa bangko. Nagbayad ng cheque ngayon yung customer, pero yung laman ng account niya sa bangko is not enough to pay, okay, the liabilities, okay, that will be charged or added or credited to your bank account. For example, ang utang ng customer is 500,000 pero ang laman lang pala ng bank account niya is 300,000. So that would mean NSF check siya, meaning hindi siya i-honor. So therefore, kailangan natin siyang alisin, okay, sa balance natin. Okay, so magiging deduction siya kasama ng bank service charges. We have also check printing charges. It is also same sa bank service charges natin. Okay? So we have also errors. Errors could be a deduction or could be a addition to your bank, okay, reconciling items or book reconciling items. These are just errors made by the accountant or another person in charge during the bookkeeping process. So sometimes the depositors make errors in writing the amounts in the cash book. So a common error that occurs when a depositor records a check in the books at 870 pero 780 pala. Okay? So the check will clear the bank amount written the check 680, but the depositor frequently does not match the error until he reviews the bank statement or the canceled checks. Ayan, any error in the depositor's books will require adjustment on the balance per books. So, yan yung mga book reconciling items natin na dapat i-adjust natin sa libro natin or sa ledger kasi ito yung mga transactions na nasa bank na hindi natin na-record sa libro natin. Okay, so aside from that, we have bank reconciling items. So bank reconciling items, we have deposits and transits. So these are collection already recorded by the depositor. Meaning, kung na-record na siya, nasa libro natin. Nag-record tayo na nag-deposit tayo sa bangko as cash receipts, as cash inflows, but not yet reflected in the bank statements. Meaning, na-record na natin siya sa libro na nag-deposit tayo pero hindi pa nag-reflect sa bangko as deposit. Kasi hindi naman kasi agad-agad yan, nag-deposit tayo, magre-reflect agad yan kasi may mga waiting at saka clearing time pa yan before siya or bago siya mag-reflect sa balance ng account natin. That is why mayroong presence ng deposit in transit. Anong gagawin natin sa deposit in transit? I-add natin as bank reconciling items. Kasi deposit naman talaga siya, kaya nga lang hindi nag-reflect sa bangko. Ang reason, yung clearing time, ayun, naabutan tayo ng clearing time. So, it may be magre-reflect siya tomorrow or some other time. Okay? So, kabaliktaran ng deposit in transit ang outstanding checks. So, outstanding checks are checks that already recorded by the depositor as cash disbursement but not yet reflected on the bank statement. Meaning, na-record na natin siya as withdrawal or disbursement sa libro, outflow sa libro natin or sa ledger, pero hindi pa siya nabawas sa bangko. Meaning, kailangan natin siyang i-deduct sa bank balances. Okay? Example niyan, mga check drawn but not yet presented by the payer for payment. Ayun. Hindi pa winidraw. Halimbawa, nagbayad tayo. Okay? Through check sa cost sa supplier natin worth 500,000. So, na-record na natin siya as disbursement sa libro natin pero hindi pa pala gi-withdraw ng supplier. So, mananatiling andoon yung balance. So, kailangan natin siyang ibawas. So, that is outstanding check. And we have also the presence of errors. Yan naman yung mga clerical errors made by the accountant. Okay. Ayan. So, kailangan siyang i-add or i-minus sa bank reconciling items natin. Actually, we have three types of bank reconciliation statement. We have bank balance to book balance method. So, from this method, is reconcile the bank balance to the unadjusted balance of the depositor's cash account in the general ledger. So this is a form frequently used by many of the auditors to trace the accounting entries taken up by the company's bookkeeper. So makikita natin dito mamaya or ma-analyze natin mamaya sa second part ng video tutorial natin on how to do this different forms of bank recon statement. Okay? So aside from that book balance to bank balance method, so we will begin from the book balance, okay, and we will add the reconciling items of both to arrive at the bank balance. Okay? So aside from that, adjusted balances method. So this is form which is prepared in two sections. So we are going to prepare the bank statement balance being adjusted to correct the balance in the first section and the book balance being adjusted to the same corrected cash balance in the second section. So the bank section reflects items not yet recognized by the bank as well as corrections for any errors made by the bank. The book section contains items that the depositor has not yet recognized and any correction for errors made on the depositor's books. So usually, ang ginagawa talaga natin is adjusted balances method. Itong dalawa is for us to trace lang. Okay, for checking purposes, if balance ba talaga yung natin, yung entries natin, tsaka adjustment. So there you have it, guys, the concept of the bank reconciliation. So see you on the next part of the videos, for we are about to solve and analyze a problem, and we are going to try make a bank reconciliation statement. So that's the end of our first video tutorial, and see you next meeting.